lit this town like a fire in a blaze. Gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it rain. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Just races around like an ocean in my head. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that it's not reality. If you are echoing around inside these parallel dimensions all alone, know I'll find you in my dreams. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that it's not reality. Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint
Audio check 1, 2, 3. Here we are, welcome back ladies and gentlemen to the Motive Racing YouTube channel. We are here for our Friday night Formula 1 League round 16 of season 3 here at the Japanese Grand Prix. You may recognise we are at Suzuka, the famous Suzuka circuit, decider of many Formula 1 World Championships throughout the years. Tonight it's not going to be a title decider, but it could be the night where Joram takes another step closer to potentially taking a title. As I'm just checking here, yeah, our cameras do work, good. But yeah, Joram going good guns at the moment this season. Magfire looks like he's not here. To be fair, he didn't actually say he'd be here tonight. Let me just send him an invite very quickly, because I'm just thinking about this now. Magfire actually didn't confirm in the Discord, so therefore, well, I didn't send him an invite because he didn't confirm. I go easy nowadays. I just invite whoever confirms on the little confirmation page on the Discord server. So let's just send Magfire an invite and let's hope that he sees it, just in case. I mean, I'm imagining that if he didn't confirm, then he's not able to make it. But nonetheless, just in case he forgot to confirm, that he'd be coming and he's probably sat there thinking, oh well, where's my invite? Well, now obviously he can't say that. But nonetheless, 4 minutes into this qualifying session, Little Greavy, the first driver to set a lap time so far in this one. He's done a 1 minute 30.3 on the soft tyres. You got the Mutts Nuts just coming out of the last corner and over the line. He's about 2 seconds slower than Little Greavy at this point. What about Max GT as he's coming around the last corner and up towards the line? That's an out lap there for Max GT, not a flyer, as he would jump onto Heights, and now in the Ferrari he's coming in towards the chicane and he's currently just coming through this last part of the track. He's got Green Pies to slipstream, but Green Pies dives into the pits, and Highton comes up towards the line, and Highton only a tenth off of Little Greavy, less than a tenth off of Little Greavy, so nice lap time there from Highton, setting a decent pace at the moment. S. Murphy comes over the line and goes third place. He's 9/10 off of the pace at the moment. But when we're talking about Green Pies a few moments ago, let's jump to him for a second. Green Pies was the runner-up in the first ever season here at Motive on the Formula 1 game back on F1 2020. We had a star-studded lineup that year. We had guys like Green Pies, Just Jose, you had Matahimovic, Unorthodox. You had lots of very quick drivers that season. Did you see him just jump out of the session there? I wonder if he's changing cars maybe. Potentially there could be a bit of a mix-up here in terms of who's supposed to be in what car, but nonetheless, Green Pies has just quickly jumped out for a second, so let's just see what he jumps into here. But a few minutes into this qualifying session, it's Little Greavy from Highton, from Bennett, from S. Murphy, from the Mutts Nuts to top 5, as Two Shot For You has just gone into P6 for that last lap of his. Two Shot For You making his debut here tonight on the Motive Racing channel. Haven't seen him before. Been talking a bit in the Discord server, he's been talking the talk. Can he walk the walk here? I think he's going to be himself and get some points on the board if he can, as Max GT's gone into P3 with that latest lap just there. Chicken Wing says, someone just killed me, lol. That's never what you want, is it, Chicken Wing? Well, Chicken Wing is out of the session here in the relatively early stages of this qualifying session, which obviously a massive shame there for him. Just got a message off of Highton, text on the Discord server saying, what car, mate? Sorry, I read that a bit late, Highton. You jumped in the Ferrari, and that's absolutely fine, because the driver who's listed in the Ferrari, Clarky Boy, not here tonight, so that's absolutely no worries whatsoever. As we jump on board with Bennett here, coming out of the last corner. What can he put on the board here as he comes up towards the line? It's an outlap there, I think, for Bennett, so that's not going to be any crumpets buttered in that particular scenario. But I do love Suzuka tonight, the track that we're racing at here for this Japanese Grand Prix at Motive. Always one of the most exciting tracks on the F1 calendar. Let's hope that you can actually... Oh god, I've done it again. I've done it again. I am so sorry, everybody. I'm so sorry. I'm a plonker. I flicked to the hub screen on the stream, and I completely forgot that I flicked to the hub screen as I was trying to message or trying to send an invite to Magfire. And as such, I've been talking. It's been a radio commentary for the last 5 minutes, so sorry about that, everybody. I am actually normal. I do promise. There's nothing at all wrong with me whatsoever. So don't try and discriminate against me and call me disabled and stuff, because I'm actually not. I'm just suffering from massive sleep deprivation and stress and anxiety. So I'm not. No, I'm fine. I'm the full ticket. All right, shut up. But Tezza Mazza in the meantime, it's gone on top of the leaderboard there on the medium tyres. So that is a fantastic lap there from Tezza Mazza. Medium tyres as well, you've got to give it to him. That's absolutely superb stuff. We've seen him racing in the Purple Sector Racing League. We saw it a couple of weeks ago. We saw in the sprint qualifying on the Red Bull Ring. He absolutely dominated everybody, and then didn't manage to turn up to the actual race on the Tuesday as he overslept. But then we saw him on the Thursday at Silverstone 2 days after that, and he was absolutely superb. Had a great battle with Little Jim. But we see him right now second now, because Joram's just gone top of the leaderboard, so the reigning champion and championship leader has now got the ascendancy here about midway through this qualifying session. And no surprise, Joram is always up the top. He's always fighting out for the wins, and right now he's showing everybody how it's done here and showing why he is the reigning champ. But Tezza Mazza is a couple of tenths up to the middle sector. Let's stay on board with him as he's coming down this little straight. Well, quite a long straight actually. It heads down towards 130, which is a flat out left-hander. He's lost a bit of time through the middle sector, and he's now 300ths down on his personal best. So is he going to stick with it and try and take a couple of tenths off of his fastest time here coming through the chicane? Looks pretty tidy through there. Let's jump on board with him as he comes out of the last corner. Stays flat to the boards here as he's coming up towards the line, but he's lost a bit of time there to the final sector. Must have backed out of it a little bit, and Tezza Mazza's not going to improve that particular time around then. But it's Joram from Tezza Mazza from Little Greavy Highton. Obviously Little Greavy Highton, Max all on the softs, but the top two in this session are both on the medium tyres, so they're in a great position right now. Bennett's also done his fastest lap on the medium tyres, currently sat 7th on this leaderboard, so he's doing a very, very good job as well. As Little Greavy's just coming into turn 2 now. I think maybe my brains might be a bit slow tonight, because I just noticed that Little Greavy was on a flying lap, and literally, and an outlap, should I say, and just as I noticed he was on an outlap, he was already going through turn 1, so I wonder if my reactions are a bit off tonight. I don't know, possibly the previously aforementioned sleep deprivation might be kicking in, but nonetheless, as John Raki is coming into Spoon, as he just stays on the curb a little bit in the first part of the corner, being cautious there, you see, a bit hesitant as he's trying to get onto the throttle. Out of the corner he comes, gets a bit of the curve on the exit, down the long straight he comes. That's absolutely pivotal that you get a good run out of Spoon, because it can really set you up nicely for this straight, up to 130. Is he flat? He is flat, absolutely flat scat there as he came through, stayed in 8th gear, into the chicane he comes, down to 3rd gear, quite a ballsy move there. I think a lot of drivers do stick it down to 2nd gear coming through there, but Draki's into the pits, so clearly doesn't think he's done an improved lap time, and in he comes there at the end of that particular lap, as Tezamaz is also coming in now, so Joram and Tezamaz are the top 2 in this session, both in the pits at this point. You've got Little Greavy out there at the moment, as is Highton and Max. They're all about to start flying laps here. Max is just coming around to start another flying lap. Penguin Dude in the pits, although he's still in the pits. Max is just coming over the line to start a flying lap. You've got Penguin Dude, Bennett, S. Murphy all in the pits. The Mutts Nuts is out there on the lap at the moment. He's currently a 10th up on his personal best through the first sector, and a 10th of a second at the moment would put him in P6. It would move him up 3 positions. It's so tight in this midfield, so the Mutts Nuts doesn't need much of an improvement to get himself up in the thick of it here, but 7 minutes left to go currently in this session here for the Japanese Grand Prix Automotive Racing. As you've got Little Greavy coming through the first sector, you've got Highton on his outlap, you've got Jarmo and Tezamaz in the pits at the moment. Max GT is half a second up here coming to the first sector, so Max GT on an absolute flyer so far on this lap, and that's in 1 sector, so God knows what he's going to be able to do in the rest of this lap. Into the Kobayashi hairpin he comes. He gets a little bit hesitant there, bit of oversteer, had to correct it, had to just ease the steering a little bit as he got on the exit of the corner, through this flat out right hand, and leaving a corner in the dry conditions in the wet. It's probably not really a corner either, but especially in the dry, up towards Spoon he comes. Oh, so brave there, 5th gear, all the way through the first part of the corner, drops into 4th for the second part, and gets a beautiful exit there, does Max, and now let's see what his middle sector time is, as he's coming up towards 130. Double wave yellow flags through sector 1, that's not going to affect Max, as he comes up towards 130. Lost about a 10th through the middle sector, he's still 4 tenths up though, and he takes 130 car in 7th gear. That's very peculiar there. I thought he'd be in 8th, but he obviously knows something that we don't know here, as he now comes through the final corner. Max GT up towards the line. Can he bother Joram at the top of the leaderboard? He gets close, 3 tenths of a second. Max GT pushes Tezamaz down to 3rd, and in fact Tezamaz has dropped out to 4th place here, because Green Pies has also gone into 3rd place, and Green Pies on the mediums as well, as Little Greavy goes pole. Little Greavy puts it on provisional pole position here on the soft tyres, so Little Greavy's gone all out here, thinks no, I'm not going to risk it, and put the mediums on. He's gone and put the soft tyres on, he's gone the whole hog here, and Little Greavy now a provisional pole, and Joram is now down to 2nd place, but Joram, Green Pies and Tezamaz have all done their fastest times on the medium tyres, but interestingly Tezamaz is now bailed on the medium tyres and has put a set of softs on, so probably going to go for one more run, couple more runs here to try and snatch pole position away from Little Greavy, but Little Greavy currently setting the pace. Joram and Green Pies though, probably the drivers that I would say are in the best position here at the start of this race, being as prominent as they are on the medium tyres could give them a real strategic ace up their sleeve, as Joram's on an outlap here looking to try and improve his lap on the medium tyres. If he can get pole on the medium tyres, it would be another feather in the cap for Joram. We've seen him take plenty of poles this season. We've seen him take a couple on the medium tyres. Usually he's 2nd or 3rd when he does a lap on the mediums. He rarely does qualify on the soft tyres, this Joram. He likes to put himself in the best possible position in the races, and we've seen him manage to get top spot with the less grippier tyre before, so he's a man who can make the best of, not the best equipment, but nonetheless, let's see how he can get on here. As Little Greavy is just backing off here, he's on an in lap by the looks of it. Max GT is just also, I think, on an in lap at this point. Green Pie's coming into the pits here. So, latter stage of this qualifying session here at Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix Automotive, and the laps are coming in thick and fast. You've got Tezamaz currently on an out lap, you've got Highton, he's out there on a flying lap at the moment, as is the Grieve, the Mutts Nuts, Penguin Dude. Pennant currently in the pits, he's not going to improve in there. I think we can all unanimously agree on that one. S. Murphy's also in the pits, as we can see. The Mutts Nuts has improved, sorry, not the Mutts Nuts, Matty Pitts improved up into 9th place there with that latest lap of his. Tezamaz is on an out lap at the moment. Max GT and Green Pie's in the pits. Little Greavy is probably going to be in this lap, and Joram here is 2 tenths up through the middle sector, or through the first sector should I say. He hasn't got to the middle sector checkpoint yet, but Joram on those medium tyres is currently on track to trump the fastest time of Little Greavy, who did his fastest lap on the soft. So Joram currently on an absolute flyer here, as Green Pies is also given in. He's now put the soft tyres on as well, so it looks as though Green Pies and Tezamaz are not content with doing their fastest lap on the mediums. They're going for pole position. Both of these boys here are going for glory in this qualifying session, but the big news right now is that Joram could potentially take pole here on the medium tyres, and Little Greavy still on that top spot for the time being. But let's jump on board with Joram as he comes up towards 130R. We saw his dad staying at an 8 coming through 130R, and Joram doing the same thing. So both of the Red Bull drivers doing the exact same thing coming through that corner. Into the chicane he comes. Joram looking confident. Here he comes onto the throttle, short shifting it there as he gets up towards the line. Let's see if Joram can go P1. He does go P1, and not just by a little margin either. He goes half a second quicker than his previous fastest time. He goes 4/10 quicker than Little Greavy, and Joram has just set a marker well and truly here. He's about a second up on Green Pies' time, and Tezamuzza as Rednas has sneaked into 5th place on the mediums as well. So Rednas improving every week. We've seen him the last few weeks just getting better and better and better. And Rednas on those mediums now really in the thick of it here. So a great lap there from Rednas, but nobody currently on the pace of Joram, who is absolutely flying around Suzuka here tonight. What a job so far. And we've got a few minutes left in this qualifying session for maybe Little Greavy, Max or Green Pies to get something done. But the clock is ticking and time is running out for these drivers here to do anything about Joram, the reigning champion, the championship leader, looking like he's in ominous form so far here tonight. Let's see what Green Pies can do in the closing stage of this qualifying session. Tezamuzza also has put the soft tyres on. Now Little Greavy and Max are still in the pits. They need to get themselves out there ASAP. They are currently, as it stands, they're going to be pushing their luck here to get out in time to get another lap in. So let's just watch here as I think that's Little Greavy in the pits, and there's Little Greavy just coming out now. I think Max just went out, just before him, so we should be seeing those. No, in fact, Max is not coming out. So that was the nuts we saw leaving the pit garage before Little Greavy and Max GT. In fact, no, it wasn't Little Greavy, and it was the Grieve. So it was the Grieve we just saw leaving the Haas garage there. It wasn't Little Greavy, it was his brother, the Grieve. So in fact, Little Greavy and Max GT both in the pits, and Green Pies has lost it. Green Pies has stacked it coming out of turn 2, and that's going to really screw over a few drivers coming through that part of the track right now. But Green Pies has lost his chance to take pole position here, and that's going to be his session done. Tezamuzza though has gone into 2nd place, only 0.2 of a second off of the fastest time, but he's failed. He's failed on this lap, so Tezamuzza's put himself on the front row with a great lap at the end there, 0.2 shy of Joram, but he's bailed out of his lap, and that is going to be P2 at best here for Tezamuzza. Let's just get the best lap graphic up so we can see what tyres these guys are going to be starting on. So the Green Pies, because he didn't improve his lap on the soft tyres, will be starting this race on the mediums on the tyres that he qualified his best lap on. So that'll be good for Green Pies in terms of the strategy. You've got Rednas just behind him on the mediums as well. Tezamuzza, Little Greavy and Max will all be starting on the soft, which is the fastest laps on. You obviously got Joram, who will be starting on pole on those mediums. He's in a great position for this race. The Grieve also on the medium tyres as well. Little Greavy's brother, but can he improve on this lap? He's just coming out of the last corner. I'll tell you what, he's going to be cutting it fine. Here is the Grieve. Here he comes out of the last corner. Is he going to get over the line? I think he is just about. The Grieve just about starts a flying lap here on these soft tyres. Now, can he improve at the end of this session? As Matty Fitz retired from the session, so is the Green Pies, so is that's Murphy Chicken Wing and Max GT, over the course of this qualifying session. But let's jump on board with the Grieve. This is the man who could potentially take pole position away from Joram. He could maybe get himself a little bit higher up this order if possible, but he's just going through the S's at the moment. As Tezamuzza's now retired from the session as well, but the Grieve there, a little bit shaky coming through the S's, got a bit wide onto the grass there. That would have lost him a bit of time. I think that would have lost him at least half a second here. Let's watch the timing board. Yeah, he's half a second down. So I think that's going to put a nail in his chances of going pole. Yep, he's wide out of Degler 2. That's going to be that done there for the Grieve. So I think that's going to be that there. I think it's going to be Joram on pole position, unless Bennett can do something. No, he's 5 seconds down on his personal best. The Mustnut's 3/10 down. He's probably not going to improve either. So I reckon that's going to be that then for the qualifying session here, ladies and gentlemen. But it's going to be Joram on pole position. Great lap there from the reigning champion and championship leader. He takes a resounding pole position by 0.2 in the end over Tezamuzza on the medium tyres. Watch out for Green Pies and Rednas, because they're going to be forces to be reckoned with. I reckon Green Pies could potentially give Joram a big run for his money in this race. Little Greavy is also going to be there to do some damage, but I'd say it's definitely a big battle here for the win. I think it's going to be an exciting race, that is for sure. But Stick around, guys, and drop a like on the video if you do enjoy the stream. If you like what you see, be sure to go to www.motiveracing.com. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, guys. You might be looking at us, you might be thinking, like, oh, they've got 908 subscribers or whatever it is. You know, they don't need my help, they don't need my subscription. Well, actually, guys, you know what? We probably gain on average about 20 subscribers a week, and you know, it's been a lot of graft. We've been doing organised sim racing here at Motive for over 2 years now, 2 years and 2 months since we started here, and it's you know, we stream 4 or 5 nights a week. It's not, you know, we don't come by subscribers or likes easily. We are obviously quite a small, it's quite well, I mean, console sim racing, you know, it's not the biggest or widest community in the world, so you know, we get what we can. But if you do like what you see, please do drop a like on the video, guys. It helps us out massively. And subscribe as well. If you are interested in joining some sim racing on the PlayStation platform, then enjoy ACC as well. But that is the qualifying session done. Joram will start this one on pole position, ending up 2 tenths ahead of Teza Muzza. Lil Greavy in third with Max GT alongside him on the second row, followed by Green Pies in fifth with Red Nav sixth. Highton and Matty Pitt will line up in 7th and 8th places ahead of the Grieve and the Mutsnuts in P9 and 10. Penguin Dude in 11th, followed by Bennett on the medium tyres in 12th. S. Murphy will start this one in P13 ahead of Raki 14th. 2 Shot for You 15th, Chicken Wing in P16. And we've got a couple more drivers who joined during the qualifying session who will be able to start this race. But nonetheless, guys, we're getting ready. These Grand Prix and Motive will be back. The race. Here we are then, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to line up on the grid for the Japanese Grand Prix here at Motive for round 16 of the Formula 1 League here on the Codemasters Formula 1 game on F1 2021. Joe Ryan lining up on pole position on the medium tyres with Tezza Muzza alongside him on the front row. Max GT and Green Pies in third and fourth. This is going to be a tight race between the front of the pack and indeed throughout the rest of it as well. Little Greavy picks up a 5-place penalty after the qualifying and has dropped down to 8th place on the grid here. But I think the last car is just pulling up now and we should be moments away from the lights out here. Once the lights start to come on, the engine revs will start to rise and then we'll know we're locked in and ready to go and about to go racing here. As here we are, the lights are coming on now. We're about to go racing here at Suzuka. And it's lights out, away we go, and it's a good start from Tezza Muzza. Gets a better one than Joe. I mean, he's up into the lead already here. Max GT there in third, as we can see. Green Pies losing a position. Green Pies down to fifth, but Little Greavy's up into fourth, and Green Pies has left the session, so what is he doing there? Tezza Muzza, though, leads the race ahead of Joe, and we've got Max GT ahead of Little Greavy. The Greavy, they're running in fifth place. Hyton's got ahead of Green Pies up into sixth place. Green Pies dropping down the order because his AI's in the car. He's not in the session, so what has happened there to Green Pies? I don't know, but the Must Nuts has moved up into 8th place now ahead of Green Pies, and Green Pies' AI is dropping down the field like a stone at the start of this race. But Little Greavy up into third place. What a start from Little Greavy. He's gone from 8th up into third place in the early stages of this race. What an incredible first few corners there from Little Greavy. Tezza Muzza leads the race, having got the better start ahead of Joe Ram, and now Joe Ram's strategy with the medium tyres could be opened up a little bit here, but Bennett's up into 10th place. He's made a couple of positions here on this opening lap. He started in 12th place and he's making gains here. He's actually on the hard tyres, this Bennett, so he's in a really good position, having qualified outside the top 10. He can really do some damage from there, but Rednass is currently trying to get something done here with Hyton, but also you can see Hyton putting the pressure on the Grieve here for 5th place in this race. As S. Murphy moving up a position, and Racky's got ahead of Penguin Dude up into 11th place coming into Spoon Curve. As Chicken Wing there getting ahead of Green Pies' AI. Is Green Pies back in the car yet? Let's have a look on the onboard. Let's see as he comes through 130R. We'll be able to tell by the inputs. It's difficult to tell actually. I reckon he might be back in. I reckon he might be back. I think he's back in the session. That to me looks like that's him in the car. Yeah, that looks like it's him back in the car. So Green Pies has returned to the race here. But nonetheless, Joe Ram's got ahead of Tezza Muzza up into the lead of the race. So Joe Ram's got back ahead of him. Tezza Muzza's trying to come back at him into turn 3. But Joe Ram's got that one done as Penguin's got ahead of Racky up into the 11th place there. He's made that one stick. But having said that, Racky's going to look right around the outside here, coming into turn 3, and they're side by side, and Racky's got that one done brilliantly there, coming straight back at him. And Green Pies is now looking to try and pick up S. Murphy. S. Murphy's wide onto the grass, and Green Pies up into 13th place there. So S. Murphy having a big excursion and losing out a couple of places there. Chicken Wing's now on the back of him here, but Green Pies back in the session after disconnecting on the formation lap, as we got Joe Ram ahead of Tezza Muzza, Little Greavy third ahead of Max GT. You got the Grieve there just ahead of Hyton. Rednass there in the background of this, looking to try and make the move on Hyton into the hairpin, but can't do it at the moment. You got the Must Nuts ahead of Matty Pitt. Bennett there in 10th place. You got Racky there ahead of Penguin Dude. SLP Green Pies ahead of S. Murphy, Chicken Wing, DJ Phil, and Two Shot for You making a dive down the inside into the hairpin. He pushes DJ Phil a little bit wide as DJ Phil's tried to hang it around the outside, but Two Shot for You makes that move brilliantly there as Hyton's got ahead of the Grieve up into 5th place in towards Spoon Curve, and in fact the Grieve's lost a couple of positions there. He's lost out to Rednass as well, so the Grieve losing out and left, right and centre here as Bennett's trying to size up Matty Pitt here for 9th place in this race. Penguin Dude has got back ahead of Racky as these two continuing to chop and change positions here at the start of this race. These two having a great fight, as we can see now Racky trying to size up you can see him trying to size up Penguin Dude once again, but Green Pies in the background is looking to try and get Racky here, and he's got his teammate now 2 cars in front of him, and he'll have DRS around him, but the thing is that Racky will have DRS on Penguin Dude as well, so it's not really going to make too much difference here for Green Pies. He's got the slipstream. He's going to look to try and make the move on Racky down the inside. He's going to pull out the slipstream now, and Green Pies is going to get that done into turn 1, and he moves himself into 12th place as Rednass has got ahead of Hyton up into 5th, around the outside there into turn 3. Beautifully done there from Rednass. Joe Ram there running in the lead still as the Grieve has lost it. What's happened to the Grieve? Oh, he's out of the race. The Grieve has crashed out here on lap 3 of the race, and double 8 yellow flags through sector 1. Looks like the stewards, looks like the marshals, should I say, are going to get that one figured out under the double 8 yellow flags. No need for a safety car. But nonetheless, Green Pie is now ahead of Raki up into 11th place, so can now focus his attention on his teammate for a points paying position here just up ahead of him. Joam's now opened up over a second of a gap into Tezamuzza. He's broken that DRS gap right now. Little Greavy trying to put the pressure here on Tezamuzza for second place. Max GT clinging to the back of these guys at the moment. The Greaves left the session, no surprise there, having retired from the race in the very early stages of this one. As we see, Green Pies has gone ahead of Penguin up into 10th place. So Green Pies here continuing to move himself up the order in this race. He's now made up another position. And I don't think Penguin would have made that too difficult for him. These two obviously teammates, both racing as reserves. Penguin races when he can. Green Pie's racing in his first race for a very long time here at Motive. Has not raced with us, I think, since he had that crash at Baku in season 2. As we can see, the Mats Nuts is on the back of Matty Pitt as he gives him a bit of a tap in the rear there. Mats Nuts did recently join Matty Pitt's league, Purple Sector Racing League. As we see there, the Mats Nuts coming into the pits there at the end of lap 4, so a very early stop here for the Mats Nuts. But Matty Pitt continuing on his way, but Matty Pitt also hosts also a league owner of a league called Purple Sector Racing League, which runs on Tuesday and Thursday nights. I commentate it on it when I can, but my work rota on a Tuesday night makes it a bit difficult. Thursday night's a bit of a ball ache right now because I do actually race in a Project Cars 2 league on Thursday nights, and it's my only real chance to do sim racing. I've been considering retiring from sim racing for a while, but I just enjoy driving on a Thursday night. I do kind of look forward to it, so I can't give it up just yet. But nonetheless, Rednass is on the back of Highton right now as these two battle out over 5th and 6th places. You got Max GT still trying to put the pressure on Little Greavy for the podium spots. You got Joam here out the front though. He's opened up a bit of a gap here over Tezamuzza. Green Pies is within DRS of Bennett now, and we're looking to try and dispatch him as quickly as he can with Bennett on the hard tyres and Green Pies running on the mediums, which should still be very much in their optimum range at the moment. But Bennett will be hoping we don't have any safety cars tonight, because the less safety cars we get means the more that his strategy is going to work out. Obviously with the hard tyres he'll be able to go very long into this first stint, and we'll probably be able to put the bit softs on at the end of the race as well. And he'll have very strong soft tyres because he won't have to worry about tyre wear. He'll be able to do enough laps on these hards to get him to a point where the softs will comfortably go the distance to the end of the race. In the meantime though, Max GT still on the back of Little Greavy. You've got Rednass trying to put the pressure on Highton here for 5th place. You've got Bennett on the back of Matty Pitt still, but these two, it's a bit of a cushion between those two, I'd say. Bennett's probably more worried about what's behind him than what's in front of him, because Green Pies is now looming large in his mirrors as he's managed to gap his teammate Pengadoo by a couple of seconds over this last couple of laps. As we've just lost, hold on, who's left? Did it just say that Game for Life left? He wasn't here in the first place. In the meantime, Raki's on the back of Pengadoo, battling out over the final top 10 spot here. These two have been battling out since the start. F. Murphy now on the back of these guys as well. These three battling out over 10th, 11th and 12th. Oh, S. Murphy's lost it! S. Murphy's bending into the barriers. He's got away without major damage there. Has he still got his front wing though? That's the question. He just tapped the wall a little bit there as he came through the S's. And at the moment we're already getting an onboard of him, so we're not going to be able to see for a few corners whether or not he's still got his front wing. He has still got his front wing. It was just a little tap into the wall, but he's probably got some minor damage on the front of that Alpha Tauri. And that's going to be a bit of a frustration there, as he was on the back of Penguin and Raki. Now those two left to duel it out together. As we see, Green Pies is still on the back of Bennett here for 8th and 9th places. 2 shot for Hughes, got ahead of S. Murphy though, with S. Murphy's damage there on the front of that car since that collision with the wall coming through the S's there on this particular lap that they're on at the moment. But Bennett's on the back of Matty Pitt, and now Green Pies joining this battle here, coming down this little straight down towards 130 odd. Green Pies going to make the move on Bennett. He's going to make the move. Look at this. He's going to make 2 moves in the face of a couple of corners. Does he know? He can't quite make the move there on Matty Pitt, but Green Pies up ahead of Bennett there as they came down to 130 odd. Looked like he was going to make it 2 moves in the space of a couple of corners, but we see now we've got Matty Pitt trying to defend here. Green Pies swoops around the outside though, up into 7th place and continuing to make gains after his first lap disconnected on the formation lap. Wasn't able to start the race. His AI dropped down to about 18th place. No, there's only 17 cars in the race. Goodness sake, shut up, you bellend. But there's 17. Oh, he was in 16th. Oh, as we can see, Rednass there has dropped down the order. What's happened to Rednass? Oh no, he's still got his front wing, but he's just dropped down to 11th place there. And Rednass having a shocker. What a shame there for Rednass. He was up high, he was running high in this race, but he was in 5th place before that. He's now dropping down. He's now down in 11th place, so Rednass has had an absolute horror story there. S. Murphy's into the pits at the end of lap 5. And Max is still on the back of Little Greasy, battling it out over the final podium spot, but Bennett's still got Matty just behind him. Green Pies has gapped these two since getting ahead of them on that lap just gone, but Penguin Dude Still being held at arm's length here by Matty Pitt, but he's gapped Raki by a little bit. The gap's now over a second between Penguin and Raki. These two have been running pretty much together since the start of this race. You can see the Red Bull there of Raki just holding on by the skin of his teeth to the back of Penguin. Not really much anymore though, to be fair. The gap's 1.4. I'd hardly say he's holding on, to be fair. But Max GT in the meantime, still on the back of Little Greavy. Is he going to send one into the chicane? He's not close enough at the moment to make anything happen there. Little Greavy just holding on, but these two dropping off at the back of Tezamuzza. Joe Arm's keeping the gap to Tezamuzza, and on those medium tyres, they'll be getting better and better over the course of this first stint. Joe Arm will be getting more and more confidence on those mediums as this thing goes on, because Tezamuzza's softs will be dropping off in comparison. As we see Max GT's got ahead of Little Greavy. Little Greavy coming back and coming into turn 2. He's looking to the inside, has to ride over the curve a little bit, which lost a bit of momentum as Max defends to the inside into turn 3. Goes a little bit deep into the second part, but for the time being, he's got that one held onto as Matty's done Bennett there into turn 1, and Matty Pitt up into 7th place. These two trading positions left, right and centre. We've got Penguin now looming large. Penguin looking to the outside into turn 3. Bennett holds that inside line for the time being. As two shot for you, he's now ahead of Rednass, because Rednass is into the pits here at the end of lap 6. But lots going on at the moment. Little Greavy hassling the back of Max GT here for 3rd place. And Bennett here is on the back of Matty Pitt, as we can see. DJ Phil's up into 13th place here. Oh, the Chicken Wing's off. Chicken Wing's off his front wing. Oh, Chicken Wing's had a big excursion there. And we've got a VSC due to Chicken Wing's front wing being lying astray on the exit of the, just off of the track there. So Chicken Wing is going to have to limp round to the pits, and he'll be able to do so with everybody else's speed a bit limited. So he's kind of almost got away with one there, but not really, because he's still got to come in. But having said that, he could probably put the hard tyres on and go to the end from here. If he's really brave, he could put the mediums on, because those of you who have been fans of this channel for a long time, and I am kidding myself here, because obviously I know for a fact that probably the people who were watching this in season 1 that are watching tonight were probably the drivers who happened to be here in season 1, who are also still here now. But nonetheless, those of you who raced in the season 1 race here at Suzuka will remember that just Jose managed to drive, I think it was like 20 laps on one set of medium tyres. So, it's doable. It's not impossible. Obviously, that was F1 2020, but the two games not too dissimilar. So, ultimately, the same concept really applies. But nonetheless, you can see Max GT still battling with Little Greavy. We can see Heisen's got ahead of Green Python. Oh, Green Python's off. That's why Green Python's off there, coming through turns 1 and 2. He's ever so wide there, and he's going to get back onto the track there. Gets it going once again, but he's lost heaps of positions there. Two shot for you up into 11th place. That's because Chicken Wing's in the pits to get that front wing changed. But Green Python is going to be absolutely fuming with that one. Max GT's on the back of Little Greavy here, batting it out over the final podium spot at this point as they come into the Kobayashi hairpin for the 8th time here in this race, as Max just takes the camera a bit. Oh my goodness, that was lag. That was just lag there, catching us out for a moment there, telling us porcupines in terms of where the car was, as Chicken Wing's still in the pits. Rednass also coming into the pits at the end of lap 7. We're still watching this battle between Bennett and Matty Pitt. Rage on, and Penguin Dude is now on the back of Matty Pitt. Is he, if he can get a good run down this part of the track? No, DJ Phil's out of the race. DJ Phil's crashed out, and that's going to stop Penguin Dude from getting Matty Pitt. I reckon he would have got in there up to Spoon if it hadn't been for that safety car, but Matty Pitt is saved by the safety car. It's a term in boxing that people know well, saved by the bell. Matty Pitt saved by the safety car, and the safety car's out here at Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix. It's Joe, I'm leading the race from Tezamuzza, both those coming into the pits. So it's Little Greavy from 3rd place. This gives everybody be a free pit stop. Now does Bennett stay out, because Bennett could potentially benefit from this here, being on the hard tyres. Is he going to stay out maybe? Let's see. The others are coming into the pits now. Where's Bennett? What's he doing? Is he going to stay out? Yeah, predictably so. He is staying out. Joram's already out of the pits, or he's on his way to the end of the pits now. He's just coming out of the pits now. Tezamuzza there just coming out in 2nd place. Bennett, though, is going to move up into 2nd place here. So Bennett almost benefiting from that massively there, just about missing out on taking the lead of this race. But you know what? Bennett is on the hard tyres. Joram obviously on the hard tyres as well. Albeit Joram on 8-lap younger tyres, Bennett actually in a good position here, because he only needs to do one more stop. But the thing is, Tezamuzza can probably go to the end of the race on those medium tyres. I'll tell you what, if Bennett can hold his own here and put the softs on with, I don't know, maybe about 10 laps to go, I don't know, it could pay dividends, who knows? Who knows? It's going to be, it might be a bit of a stretch though. But nonetheless, Joram leads under safety car here at Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix at Motive. Stay tuned guys, we'll be back very, very shortly for the rest of the race. Don't go anywhere. are then, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to get underway once again here at Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix. The safety car period has ended, and that means the track will be green once Joram puts his foot to the floor. Here we come out of that last chicane. When does he put his foot to the floor? Joram sometimes goes early, sometimes he leaves it long. Here we go, he's gone now. And up towards the line, it's Joram from Bennett from Tesla Mazda, who's already right on the back of Bennett. As Green Pies has already got ahead of Raki up into fourth. We see that on the timing screen, but on board with Tesla Mazda, trying to make the move on Bennett into turn one. He currently can't do it as Bennett holds on there to that position. You've got Green Pies there in fourth ahead of Raki. You've got Little Greavy, Max GT, Matty Pitt there in ninth ahead of Heighton. Penguin in 10th place, ahead of Two Shot for You ahead of Chicken Wing, who's got the Mutts Nuts behind him. Rednass and S Murphy in 14th and 15th places here, but Joam out the front, holding on to this lead. Tezza Mazda trying to put the pressure here on Bennett quickly as he can. He wants to be able to get himself into clean air and go after Joam as quickly as possible, as Chicken Wing's got ahead of the Mutts Nuts, and the Mutts Nuts is losing out positions here. He's just out to Chicken Wing and Rednass, as Little Greavy's got ahead of Raki up into 5th place there. So Little Greavy's now trying to chase after the leaders, and Tezza Mazda's got ahead of Bennett. So Bennett's lost out there to Tezza Mazda, and now he's down the inside into the hairpin, so just for good measure there, holding on to that one. Green Pies, oh, and then Bennett and Green Pies have come together, and Bennett's in the wall there on the exit of the hairpin. Green Pies continues on his way. Clearly didn't think that was his fault, because he's continued on his merry way here, but Bennett there is down to 12th place in this race. What happened there? We don't know what happened there, to be fair. As we can see, Green Pies is off. Oh, Green Pies has spun it coming through Spoon Curve, and he's now dropping down the order. He's going to drop behind Bennett and Rednass and pretty much everybody here. Green Pies has had a nightmare there, and as he got his front wing, he somehow hasn't got damage on that McLaren. I don't know how. Well, he might have a bit of damage, but it's not visible damage. Bennett, though, down to 11th place, and there's been an absolute chaotic first up after the restart, as we see Bennett getting back ahead of Rednass there. Rednass wide through 130R. Bennett back up into 11th place, as Joam's now breaking away, and Green Pies, what is going on? What is he doing here? Green Pies there spinning it, and he's just taken out one of the braking markers there, so God knows what he's doing. But anyway, the Mutts Nuts up into 12th place. What's happening? It's my internet. I'm seeing drivers. No, this is actually happening. Okay, right. So Heighton there has now got S Murphy on the back of him. S Murphy swoops down the inside there, up into 8th place. Double yellow flags through sector 1, but we're not exactly sure what those are exactly for at this precise moment in time. Possibly the marshals making it up as they go along and deciding to create something that never even happened just for the fun of it. But nonetheless, Two Shot for You is currently keeping Heighton at bay for the time being. Rednass now trying to join this battle for 9th, 10th and 11th places. They ride over that curb coming through Degner 1. Matty Pitts on the back of Raki here, 4th, 5th and 6th places. You can see at the front, Joram's got just over a second of a gap here to Tezza Mazda. Heighton's got around Two Shot for You up into 9th places. Rednass now trying to put this pressure on. He is wide there, coming out of the hairpin though, and can't quite get it done at the moment as Green Pies has left the session. No surprise there, he was ailing like mad. I don't know what was going on there. I don't know if it was the internet or what was happening, but he seemed like it was just going pear-shaped there for him. But Joram and Tezza Mazda are currently separated by 4/10 of a second. Tezza Mazda, we want to put the pressure on quickly, as he got very loose there out of the chicane. But the thing is that he's on the medium tyres and Joram's on the hards, so Tezza Mazda can make the most of this, whilst the mediums still have that advantage in the last couple of laps, maybe the last 2 or 3 laps. I'm expecting that Joram will probably have the better tyres, because Tezza Mazda's tyres will obviously wear off quickly, whereas Joram's will last the distance comfortably. So make this advantage last whilst it lasts. It'll probably last for the next 10 laps or so. It'll be the closing stages of the race, I reckon, where Joram will start to come back at Tezza Mazda, or will start to pull away if he's still in front. But nonetheless, Tezza Mazda's got to make the most of this tyre advantage whilst he's got it. Matty Pitts is on the back of Raki. These two 4/10 apart, banding it out of 5th and 6th places. We can see Heighton has got ahead of S Murphy. And S Murphy's off! Oh, S Murphy's in the gravel there. That's given the Rednass, the Mutts Nuts, Two Shot for You, Chicken Wing all positions here. Where's Bennett? Bennett's nowhere to be seen, but S Murphy there having a nightmare down to P13. As Tezza Mazda's got the run here on Joram coming up towards Spoon. Not quite close enough to make anything happen there. Matty Pitts still hassling the back of Raki here for 5th and 6th places. They got Penguin very hot on their heels as well, as Chicken Wings still putting the pressure on Two Shot for You for 11th and 12th places. S Murphy there falling apart as Tezza Mazda's got the run on Joram coming down towards 130R. He'll get the DRS down the start finish straight. He might be able to make this work here as he's using his battery here coming down towards the chicane. He's going to send one down the inside. He's going to go for it, but Joam losing the space, and Tezamasa can't quite find that gap to go for it at the moment, and Joam has saved all of his DRS for this moment as Tezamasa with the DRS, but Joam's going to use his DRS to defend this position here. On board with Tezamasa, can he make the move here? No, Joam's going to defend the inside line, and that was all down to ERS delegation there from Joam. He saved pretty much his entire battery for that final corner. He knew he'd need it to defend from Tezamasa coming into the DRS zone, and Joam there, very, very wise defensive driving, wise beyond his years, only 15 or 16 years old, I think, our reigning champion, but his driving definitely goes beyond that. As you can see, Matty on the back of Raki, you've got Paymedude in the background trying to put the pressure on these guys. 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th places, but looking back down the order, it's Chicken Wing on the back of 2-shot for you at the moment for 11th and 12th places. Chicken Wing's deep though, coming through turn 2, onto the gravel a little bit. Oh, get it back on the track. He's back on the track, but he's lost a bit of time there. Nonetheless, it's Matty Pitts still pressuring the back of Raki with Paymedude in hot pursuit at the moment on the back of these guys, battling it out over 5th and 6th and 7th places, but Joam and Tezamasa still out the front, still going at it here for this Japanese Grand Prix here at Motive. It's been an exciting battle between these two since the safety car came in. It looks like it's going to be them for the race win. I don't think Little Gribby's got the pace to challenge them. Unfortunately for him tonight, Matty Pitts still on the back of Raki coming down towards Spoon. A little bit too far back at the moment, on board with Tezamasa. This has got to be his best chance here. It'd be foolish to make a move going into 130 yard, but he might be able to set himself up for the chicane. Joam parking his car on the inside. No, Tezamasa's going to go for the gap. Joam trying to hold it around the outside. He's still there. Tezamasa gives him the space, but Tezamasa's got that move done. The Joam, though, it will get DRS, I think, or will he? I don't know. Actually, no, Tezamasa was behind him coming into the dissection point, so Tezamasa gets DRS for good measure and pulls away from Joam into turn 1. So Tezamasa now your new race leader here for this Japanese Grand Prix. Joam still putting the pressure on at the moment as we've got a virtual safety car. Not sure in the order to see if there are any front wings amiss, but at the moment we haven't found any particular major issues with any of the cars. One man that needs a safety car is Bennett, because he is currently languishing well off at a pace, currently 20 seconds behind Chicken Wing, and he needs a bit of luck to intervene here in this race if he is to do anything. It's S. Murphy. S. Murphy's the one who lost his front wing, so he's going to have to limp round to the pits, running in P14. It's not been the night at all for S. Murphy here, has it? As we see the Mutsnuts into the pits here at the end of lap 14, and once again the track's green, the virtual safety car has subsided, and it's still Tezamasa and Joam going at it here. But I said before, Tezamasa needs to make the most of those medium tyres being in their optimal range right now, because I'll tell you what, in the last 3 or 4 laps, Joam's going to have the quicker tyre being on those hards. They'll last a lot longer, and they'll have pretty much no tyre wear up until the end of the race, as these two are just coming around to put a lap on the struggling car of S. Murphy there, as Paymedude's got ahead of Matty Pitt there up into 6th place. So Paymedude now can try and set his sights on Raki, who's just 7/10 of a second up the road. As we've got double wave yellow flags through sector 2 and sector 3. S. Murphy's out of the race. I can't say I'm surprised at that one. He was struggling quite a lot, and he's failed here. He's called it a day, which is a massive shame. As you can see, just parked up there down that little straight, which leads towards 130 yard. Track's green once again. Joam still on the back of Tezamasa. He's got DRS. Here goes Joam for the race lead. He's looking down the inside. These two chopping and changing positions here over the last couple of laps, but Joam back into the lead of the race here at Suzuka, and these two continuing to put on a great show out the front. Raki has got Paymedude within his slipstream. He's got the DRS down the start finish straight, but Paymedude's going to get there just a little bit too late, I think, into turn 1, as Matty Pitts in the background of these two, but Paymedude not quite able to make the move on Raki at the moment. But he's putting that pressure on. He's trying to force him into a bit of a mistake if he can. Joam and Tezamasa out the front though, 4/10 of a second, currently separating these two as they dice it out for the race lead and for the race win here tonight. Let's make no bones about this. This is for the maximum points here tonight. Joam will be wanting to extend his championship gap once again. He's got a massive lead over Magpire in the championship, as Joam, and he could be on course to wrap up this championship in the next couple of rounds. He's not going to do it tonight, but if he could go more than 75 points clear, he could potentially do it with 3 rounds left to spare. I think tonight, round 16, it's a 22 round season, so 6 races left after this one, but Joam putting himself on course to potentially wrap up the championship pretty early again, proving that the championship is a marathon, not a sprint, because early in this season Joam was having a nightmare. He was retiring from races, he was making silly mistakes, he was doing things that we just hadn't seen Joam do last season, but then I'd say probably about a third of the way into the season, he just suddenly picked it up. He found a bit of form, found his mojo again. He had some good battles with Ultra Gabis, managed to beat him in a couple of the races. Ultra Gabis, an esports level driver, and Johan was able to take the fight to him. And Tezamazalo back down the inside here into turn 1. He's going to make the move down the start-finish straight, I think, and Tezamazalo back up into lead of the race. These two continuing to swap positions here. It looks like that DRS zone down the start-finish straight is proving to be happy hunting grounds for both of them, and they just can't seem to get enough of each other at the moment. So Tezamazalo back up into the lead of the race here, as Raki and Pengadude still pretty close, batting out over 5th and 6th places, with Matty Pitt in the background there, watching this unfold, hoping and praying that he can get himself involved if these two trip over each other. But back to this battle for the lead. Tezamazalo now leads the race, and he's pulled out a second of a gap here to Joam over the course of this first sector. Tezamazalo, I reckon, for the next 3 to 5 laps will have the better tyres than Joram, and then I'd say for the last few laps of this race, Joram's tyres will start to come back to him and will potentially have a little bit of an edge over Tezamazalo. Tezamazalo needs to make the most of this tyre advantage whilst it lasts. Being on those mediums, obviously the faster tyre, but they do wear out a little bit quicker, and the mediums do start to wear off after about 12 laps. So Tezamazalo, as I said before, needs to make these next 4 or 5 laps count. Oh, it's Bennett spun off. Bennett's at the moment there coming through the S's, and he's off, and is he retiring the car? I think he might be. Is he carrying on? Oh, I don't know. It looks like he is returning to the track, so Bennett is continuing. Thought he was retiring from the race there. He knows that one safety car can bring him back into it. The race certainly isn't over for him yet. As long as he can stay on the lead lap, he's pretty much in a position where he might be able to do something in this race. Tezamazalo falls up in the race, but Joram's coming out and coming into turn 1, and Joram gets the lead back on Tezamazalo. Tezamazalo's wide, they're coming through turn 2. Oh, he got a little bit offline there, and Joram now with this tendency once again here in this race. These two are just, it seems like whoever leads the race, whoever's leading coming out of the last corner is just guaranteed to lose the lead coming down the start-finish straight. Saying that, Joram now out of that DRS range once again, so looking comfortable here in the lead of this race. Pengadude's on the back of Raki here, trying to battle over 5th and 6th still, and Matty Pitt has not lost him. He's still with them in this fight for the top 5 spot here in this race. But lots of action going on. The Mustangs is up into 10th place. That's because Chicken Wings into the pits. And Joam out the front has gotten a second and a half of the lead here over Tezamazalo at this point. But Penguin still on the back here of Raki. Oh, he gets a bit of a slide there out of the hairpin. That was very gross stuff there from Penguin. Bennett's got a 3-second time penalty for track limit warnings. Now obviously here in the F1 game you do get warnings when you're overstepping the limits in terms of track limits. The game just doesn't suddenly intervene and catch you out and be like, ha! We've been watching you this whole time and we didn't tell you because we're nasty, horrible little crafty fuckers. They don't actually do that. They actually give you warnings beforehand where they say, look, your behaviour is unacceptable, you need to stop overstepping the track limits, you need to stop cutting corners because it's not, it's not allowed, it's actually against the rules, and you basically just need to stop doing this because otherwise you'll get a penalty for it. And obviously it's very nice of the stewards to give you warnings and say, look, you need to stop being naughty, you need to stop messing around, and you need to start falling in line, because obviously then you can get it together. And as long as you start behaving and start playing by the rules, there's no reason at all why you can't just get on with your race and keep going and enjoy the action out on the track, and that's it. But nonetheless, Penguin Dude on the back of Rocket, I say enjoy your action out on track as long as you're playing by the rules. You mustn't be overstepping the mark, you mustn't be doing naughty things, because then that's when the stewards get involved if you do it repeatedly and don't stop. But if you prove that you haven't done any corner cuts for a while and you've obviously learned your lesson and you stop messing around, then obviously the stewards, because they're nice, decent, rational people, will be like, okay, fair enough, you've learned, I think it's clear that you are not going to do that again. And then at which point they're like, okay, we can draw a line under this, just make sure that it never happens again, please, thank you. And obviously you're all Gucci from that point on. But Raki, Pengudu, Hyson, Red Nasser, Matty Pitt's drop. Oh, Matty Pitt's lost it coming through smooth. Oh no, what a shame there for Matty Pitt. as he's just lost out there to Heighton and Rednass. I didn't see what happened to him, but he must have got a little bit onto the curb there as he came through Spoon Corner, and he's down to 9th place here in this race. What a shame for Matty Pitt as we go back to the battle for 5th, 6th and 7th places here between Raki, Penguin Dude and Heighton. Down the start and finish straight they come. Penguin Dude very close on the back of Raki here. He's looking to the inside. Raki leaves the door open, and Penguin Dude down the inside there, up into 5th place. Beautifully done there from Penguin Dude into a top 5 spot. As we can see, Chicken Wings got ahead of 2 Shot For You up into 11th place here. So 2 Shot For You's gone off at Spoon, that's why. Not Spoon, the Kobayashi hairpin I should say, but 2 Shot For You's lost out and he's down to 12th place here. So nightmare there for 2 Shot For You as Penguin Dude's still clinging on by the skin of his teeth ahead of Raki and Heighton. But Matty Pitt with that spin is now a further 10 seconds behind these guys in 9th place here in this race. As Joam is just over a second ahead of Tez and Muzza at this point. These two still locking horns, but Joam having got the lead back off of Tez and Muzza is now in control, and obviously his tyres will comfortably go to the end of this race. Tez and Muzza's got to nurse his and keep those nicely poised, otherwise he will lose out here. But Joam has managed to save quite a lot more of his battery than Tez and Muzza as well, so he's in a better position in terms of options that are open to him in this last 7 laps. As we can see, Raki's still on the back of Penguin Dude and Heighton clinging to the coattails of these two at this point. But 7 laps left to go. We're into the closing stages here at Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix here at Motive for Season 3 on the Codemasters Formula 1 game here on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 platforms. It's been hectic, it's been chaotic, it's been eventful. Mostly clean, and it's been exciting to watch for all of us here tonight as we see Raki coming into the pits. He's done 19 laps on his medium tyres, so no surprise he's got to come in and get a fresh set of tyres put on. He's putting his softs on and he'll be good to go to the end from here on in. As we see Matty Pitt there moving up into 8th place, that's obviously because Raki's in the pits. Tez and Muzza are a little bit shaky there coming out of the hairpin, got a little bit of a twitch on as he came out of that part of the track. Joam's just coming up on some traffic here. There's a lap car there, 2 Shot For You just coming through Spoon Curve at the moment. He's a couple of seconds behind Chicken Wing at this point. Heighton's currently on the back of Penguin Dude here as these two battle it out over 5th place. Rednass though joining this battle here, trying to bring himself into this fight if he can. That's obviously on the hard tyres, and Matty Pitt likewise, but obviously Matty Pitt a little way out of this battle, but Rednass here has done 13 laps on these hard tyres. His tyres will be in better condition than Heighton and Penguin Dude's. Oh no, actually Penguin Dude's on the hard tyres as well, but Rednass's tyres will be in better condition than Heighton's. Heighton's medium tyres will be starting to go off at this point, so that could obviously help Penguin Dude stay ahead. That could benefit Rednass in his chase here. But Rednass's hard tyres are 2 laps older than Penguin Dude, so Penguin Dude I think out of this trio probably in the best position here. But he's clinging on for dear life ahead of these two. Heighton's got heavy pressure from Rednass as they're now coming down towards the Degners. But Rednass just a little bit too far back at the moment, can't quite put Heighton under enough pressure to force him into a mistake. Down towards the hairpin they come. As we see Penguin Dude very wide there as they came through that part of the track. Heighton's still not really able to capitalise. Penguin Dude managed to save it enough throughout the corner to get a good exit. Gap at the front between Joam and Tez and Muzza, 3.5 seconds. Here we go, Heighton's got a run here on Penguin Dude, looking down towards the chicane. He's going to look to make this move on the inside. He can't quite send it. Gets to Penguin Dude, a little bit of tap in the rear. They're coming through the chicane. Can he get the run here out of the last corner? If he can, he might be able to get the run here. He'll get the DRS, but Penguin Dude with a massively massive launch there out of the chicane and just leaves him for dead there. What an unbelievable traction that Pegadu got out of that chicane, and he just absolutely ran off there through that part of the track. Redknapp's still on the back of them. As now Redknapp's looking to the inside on Highton. Oh, he spun it. Redknapp's there, manages to clip the back of Highton there, and he's lost it, and he's going to lose a lot of time here. He'll hold on ahead of Matty Pitt. Matty Pitt's a long way behind in 8th place, but Redknapp there's lost his chance of taking P5 in this race. He was putting the pressure on Penguin Dude and Highton. Highton's still on the back of Penguin Dude, trying to get himself into the top 5 if he can. But what a shame there for Redknapp. He'll still get some good points though. He's on course for 6 championship points for a P7. I'm sure he won't be too disappointed with that. But he'll be kicking himself having lost out on the chance to take P5, and Highton's at a Penguin Dude. So Highton's done Penguin Dude into the hairpin, and Racky's done Matty Pitt there. So Matty Pitt's lost out. Matty Pitt must have made another mistake there coming through the S's. He's lost out to Racky. And Highton now into 5th place, but Penguin Dude trying to come back at Highton into Spoon. He still can't do it though. Joam fastest up out of the race out the front on hard tyres. Joam on 14 lap old hard tyres. The reigning champion, championship leader, continuing to just absolutely hammer them here tonight at Suzuka as Little Groovy's into the pits here at the end of lap 24. So he's going to put a set of softs on and presumably go for the fastest lap. He'll be hoping he can try and hunt down Max GT and Highton. Well, no, Highton obviously a little way back, but Little Groovy will be hoping that he can hunt down Max GT at the end of this race. But having said that, the gap is over 10 seconds, so I'd say that might be a little bit ambitious there. He's not going to be able to do that. Nonetheless, Penguin Dude and Highton now right on the back of Little Groovy as Little Groovy's just coming into turn 3. But Penguin Dude's still keeping Highton at bay for the time being as 2 shot for use on the back of Chicken Wing, noticing that one on the timing screen. Let's flick to that battle actually, let's see what he's got. Oh, okay, watching him, 2 shot for you going into the all down next to the Degler 2. Bit of damage there, I imagine, on the Alfa Romeo. Let's go trackside and have a look. Well, he's managed to get away with it, by the looks of it. As he's just having a lap put on him there. By the Alpine there of Max GT, but gap at the front, 4 seconds between Choram and Tesla Moser. In the meantime, we can see Matty Pitts had to come into the pits again, but he's going for fastest lap by the looks of it. He's put a fresh set of softs on, but so has Racky the Mutt's Nuts, and obviously Little Groovy as well. So I reckon Little Groovy might end up taking the fastest lap here in the closing stages of this race. Joram on to lap 25, the race leader here, has got 3 laps left to go. This obviously the scene where he took the championship last season. He managed to wrap up the championship with 4 races to spare last time around at this very track. This time he's not going to do that, but he'll be taking a step closer to what seems like the inevitable here. Obviously took his first championship last season and aiming to make it a double here for the Motive F1 League. Joam has done absolute bits here over the course of this race, and this season seems to be swinging in his favour. It wasn't the best of start to the season, but again, doing what he did last season, a bit of a slow start, and then the early to mid part, he's just absolutely taking it to another level. Wasn't as slow starting this season as he was last season. Last season it took him up until Silverstone to get a win on the board. This season he had a couple of wins, but just wasn't the Joram that we saw at the end of last season. But he's well and truly now gone and taken this to the next level over the course of this season. As we see, Racky's got ahead of Penguin Dude up into 7th, and Penguin Dude's lost it. Oh no, Penguin Dude. He was in the battle for 5th place with Highton. He's just dropped it there coming through the S's, and that's given Redknapp and Racky 6th and 7th places respectively. Redknapp is only 5 seconds behind Highton despite bidding it a couple of laps ago. But I think that's a little bit too late here for Highton. Max GT's got a 3-second time penalty. We're not quite sure what heinous crime he's committed there to warrant such a penalty, but nonetheless he's picked up a penalty there. But Joram onto his penultimate lap. He's got a 5-second gap at the moment over Tesla Muzzer. Max GT there still running in the final podium spot. He's got 8 seconds back to Little Greavy. I think he's safe and sound there in that 3rd place as Little Greavy's just putting a lap here on an Alfa Romeo, which is Chicken Wing there. The other Alfa 2 shot for you just coming out of Spoon now. on board with your race leader, your championship leader, your reigning champion of the Motive Racing F1 League, Joam, coming out of the last corner. He's about to start his final lap of the race. Just noticing how close he is. He's teetering on the edge every time he comes out of that chicane. He's so close to binning it. I'll tell you what, that time around, he just did his fastest lap of the race day. He's just done the fastest lap of the race, I think. Again, or maybe not actually, because Little Greavy's on fresh soft, but Joam there was so close to binning it. He could have very easily gone into the wall there on the exit of the chicane, and that would have been his race over, and he's leading the race. He'd have lost 25 points. That would have been all of his hard work tonight, just undone in a flash. But he's continuing on his way at this point. He's got just under 6 seconds of a gap here to Tezza Mazza, and as the Martin has picked up a 3-second time penalty there for track limits by the looks of it. But Joam continuing on his way as he comes underneath the circuit. Obviously the circuit crosses over under that bit. You've got the straight that leads up to 130R going straight over that part of the track, and then up through the hairpin, through this flat out right hand section we come, which leads down towards Spoon Curve. Always a bit of a tricky one. If you get onto that curve on the outside, it will send, or actually, sorry, the curve on the curve on the outside of the middle part of the corner, that can send you off into the barriers. It can send you into orbit, I've seen on certain games, but Joam safely through there. Down this straight he comes, down towards 130R for the final time. He's going to extend his gap in the championship. Is Joam. He wrapped it up here last time around. It's not going to be the championship wrapped up this time around, but he's going to be taking a step closer here. Is our man in the Red Bull. In this F1 League is Joam. He's one of the best here on the PlayStation platform. Out of the last corner, he comes up towards the line, and it's the checkered flag, and Joam with another win this season for Season 3 on the Codemasters Formula 1 game at Motive. Joam with an emphatic showing tonight. Tezza Mazza takes second place here in this race. A good showing from Tezza Mazza, but wasn't quite able to take the fight to Joam. He really did give it a good go. Those two had a fantastic scrap earlier on, but Joam comes out on top here as Suzuka. Tezza Mazza second. Max GT completing the podium tonight, coming over in third place. Does Little Greavy get the fastest lap? I think he does, as he does in fact get third place on the time penalties. So Max GT finishes down in fourth place. Little Greavy takes third. Highton is going to come through the final part of the lap here, just coming up towards the line. It's going to be fifth place here for Highton. Matty Pitt and Chicken Wing have both finished the race. Matty Pitt a lap down in 10th, Chicken Wing in 11th place. Rednass takes 6th place here in this race in the end, and 8 championship points for him. Raki coming out of the final corner is going to take 7th place here in this race as he crosses over the line. Penguin coming to the final few corners here. 2 shot for you, just coming on the exit of the chicane, and he'll come over to finish this one in 12th place, a lap down on Joam. Here he comes over the line to finish the race. There he is. Penguin will finish this one in 8th place. A solid job from him tonight. Some good points. Drops a bit at the end. He was in the battle for 5th place before it all went Pete Tong. The Musnuts takes 9th place here in this race, but this man here, Joam, once again showing why he is the reigning champion. He leads the championship, he extends his gap, and he's doing everything right at this point in the season. Once again, doing what he did this time last season. He's just running away with things. His dad, his teammate Raki taking the driver of the day, so a good day all round for the Red Bull team. But Joam, once again, class of the field, showing why he is the man to beat here in this league. I want to thank everybody for joining us live on the stream. Thanks to all the viewers. Thanks to the drivers for joining us tonight. If you did enjoy, please do drop a like on the video. Share this with your friends, family members, and otherwise associates as well. Get to check out what you're up to. And if you know anyone who's an F1 fan or just sim racing fan in general, or plays on the PlayStation, then get them to check it out. Get them to drop a like. If they want to join, go to www.motiveracing.com. Thanks everybody once again. We will catch you in the next one. Cheers everybody. We will see you very, very soon. Join us on Sunday night for, in fact no, join us on Wednesday. Join us on Wednesday for the ACC GT3 League on the PS4. We'll be live for the start of this season. We'll also be live next Sunday, not this Sunday, but the Sunday after, for the start of the PS5 GT3 League as well on ACC. We've got leagues coming up. Also tonight, we'll be live a bit later on tonight actually for the Dynamic Racing League on the OG server. We'll be streaming their league. That'll be starting at 10 PM for those of you who will be staying up a little bit later on. But once again, a big thank you everybody. We'll catch you soon. Have a great evening. We'll see you over the course of the weekend maybe. Cheers everybody. Peace. car's just putting up now, and we should be moments away from the lights out here. Once the lights start to come on, the engine rest will start to rise, and then we'll know we're locked in and ready to go and about to go racing here. Here we are, the lights coming on now. We're about to go racing here at Suzuka, and it's lights out and away we go. And it's a good start from Tesla Mazda. Gets a bell on the Joe. I mean, he's up into the lead already here. Max GT there in third, as we can see. Green Flies moving their position. Green Flies down to fifth. Little Greavy's up into fourth, and Green Flies has left the session. So what is he doing there? Tesla Mazda though leads the race out of Joe. And we've got Max GT ahead of Little Greavy. The Green there in fifth place. It's Heighton's got ahead of Green Flies up into sixth place. Green Flies dropping down the order because his AI's in the car. He's not in the session. So what is happening there to Green Flies? I don't know, but the Must has moved up into eighth place now ahead of Green Flies, and Green Flies' AI is dropping down the field like a stone at the start of this race. But Little Greavy up into third place. What a start from Little Greavy. He's gone from 8th up into third place in the early stages of this race. What an incredible first few corners there from Little Greavy. Tesla Mazda leads the race and got the better start ahead of Joe, and now Joe's strategy with the medium tyres could be opened up a little bit here. But Bennett's up into 10th place. He's made a couple of positions here on his opening lap. He started in 12th place, and he's making his gains here. He's actually on the hard tyres with Bennett, so he's in a really good position. Having qualified outside the top 10, he can really do some damage from there. But Renat is currently trying to get something done here with Heighton, but also you can see Heighton putting the pressure on the green here for fifth place in this race. That's Murphy moving up a position, and Racky's got ahead of Taylor, who's up into 11th place coming into Spoon Curve. There's Chicken Wing there getting ahead of Green Pies' AI. Is Green Pies back in the car yet? Let's have a look on the onboard. Let's see as he comes through 130R. We'll be able to tell by the info. It's difficult to tell actually. I reckon he might be back in. I reckon he might be back. I think he's back in the session. That to me looks like it's him in the car. Yeah, that looks like it's him back in the car. So Green Pies has returned to the race here. But nonetheless, Joan's got ahead of leave the race, so Joan's got back ahead of him. Trying to come back in into turn 3, but Joan's got that one done. Taylor's got ahead of Racky up into the 11th place there. He's made that one stick. But having said that, Racky's going to look around the outside. He's coming to turn 3, and they're side by side, and Racky's got that one done brilliantly there. Coming straight back at him. And Green Flies now looking to try and pick up S Murphy. S Murphy's wide onto the glass, and Green Flies up into 13th place there. So S Murphy having a big excursion and losing out a couple of places. Just under 6 seconds of a gap here to Tesla Mazda, and as the Mazda's picked up a 3-second time penalty there for track limits by the looks of it. But Joe continuing on his way as he comes underneath the circuit. Obviously the circuit crosses over under that bit. You've got the straight that leads up to 130R going straight over that part of the track, and then up through the hairpin through this flat out right hand section we come, which leads down towards Spoon Curve. Always a bit of a tricky one. If you get onto that curve on the outside, it will send the curve on the outside of the middle part of the corner. That can send you off into the barriers. It can send you into orbit, I've seen on certain games, but Joanne safely through there down this straight. He comes down towards 130R for the final time. He's going to extend his gap in the championship as Joanne. He wrapped it up here last time around. It's not going to be the championship wrapped up this time around, but he's going to take it a step closer here. He's our man in the Red Bull. In this F1 league is Joanne. He's one of the best here on the PlayStation platform. Out of the last corner, he comes up towards the line, and it's the checkered flag, and Joanne with another win this season for season 3 on the Copilot Triple On Game at Motive. Joanne with an emphatic showing tonight. Tesla Mazda takes second place here in this race. A good showing from Tesla Mazda, but wasn't quite able to take the fight to Joanne.